Hey, hello. How are you guys? How are you? Hello, Sabrina. Hello, Andreas, Cuba. Hello, Sven. You're very welcome. Hello, Hans, Tokayo. Hey, Divan. Thank you. Hey, Ilya. I'm doing good. Doing good. I'm happy today. I'm happy today. I have a very nice day on my trading, uh, and I'm happy with the outcome, but I'm happier because my performance. I'll talk to you about this in a minute. And how are you, Ilya? How are you? Hello, Chen, Chris. Hey, Deuce. Hi, Sina, Dion, and Chris. Oh, Chris again. You know what, Chris? I'm Beto and Neto because my my complete name is Roberto Ernesto. So that Hispanic things we all have two names. I don't know why. So short for Roberto. Well, in America it's Bob, but in Mexico it's Beto, and Neto is short for Ernesto. So I'm Beto Neto. Actually, a few of my friends at high school they call me Beto Neto. Hello, Samuel, Dipti. Hey, Cuba. Oh, you're very welcome, Cuba. Hola, Alex. Oh, come on, guys. How do you read your name, my friend, below Alejandro and above Ilya? How, how, how do you read that? How do you spell that in Western letters? What a trend day. Hello, Andy. I knew you will be happy. Hi, Jeff. Will be better from now. Yeah. My friends call me Neto, so I prefer, you to tell me Neto. But I mean, if you scream at the street and you shout, "Hey, Beto," I will turn my head for sure. Hey, Justin, how you doing, Justin? All right. So, guys, first of all, let's start with Apple. I know you and me, we don't trust Apple, but for all the weirdos that trade Apple, nah, I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. I know a lot of people that trades Apple and makes a lot of money. So that's yeah, that was not fun. Sorry about that. But for all of you that trade Apple, opposite to what we do here, if I see you somewhere in Katie, will scream Neto. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm always like turning my head like. All right. So okay. So Apple guys, Apple had a very clean, neat, clear break and retest of the 5 minute opening and what was happening with the indices? Well, look at this. Look at this. Apple actually doing the same things, doing the same things than the indices. This is new even for Apple. This is new even for Apple. So, what do you think, guys? This was a very clear, nice, clean break and retest. So, I was thinking here that well maybe this candle here. So if you open your position here, your risk was very clear, right? The bottom of this candle here, this is the one retesting the 5 minute opening range. Look how clean this candle wick, it's coming down, buyers are stepping in. Next candle, buyers stepping in right here, and then this third candle, let's say that you take your position above these previous candles here. So your risk it's at the bottom of this candle here, and you should be aiming let's say you were aiming to pre-market high, it was a 1 to 2.2 risk reward ratio trade. But look how neat the price action is here. So higher high, higher low. So you should be at least aiming to this 197. But look at this, clean, higher high, higher low. And if by any chance you got all the way to 197.36, that was a 1 to point, that was a 1 to almost 5 risk reward ratio trade. This was a very nice Apple trade, those that it never give us. But now that nobody's trusting Apple, it's behaving well. Look at this. So anyone here took Apple today, guys? Anyone here took Apple today? Come on. Don't worry. No shame. We are not gonna judge you. Maybe. No? All right. Never trust Apple. Yeah, yeah. Unless you have clear price action like today, right? You wasn't even watching. Yeah, I know. I actually removed. Yeah, don't judge me. I actually removed Apple from my watch list. I know it's right here on my trading view, but it's because of you guys. I know some of you still have some sort of faith in Apple. So I have Apple here for you, but it's not anymore on my watch list. Let me show you my watch list. I have SPY QQQ right in the center. I have Amazon and AMD on my left. I have Nvidia and Tesla on my right. And these two things are just because I don't know. Because I want to be uh the I just want to be watching the trendy names. So I have Microsoft that yesterday I traded yesterday Microsoft. Not sure if you remember, but I I took a loss on Microsoft put yesterday, and then I took a win on Microsoft calls. So I'm watching Microsoft here, but it's in all-time highs, and I don't like to trade in all-time highs. But anyway, here is Microsoft, and here is Palantir because I know a lot of you guys are trading Palantir now, but sometimes I have Palantir, sometimes I have ABGO, and I'm not gonna lie, I just watch ABGO because money likes ABGO. So sometimes I'm watching ABGO just to have conversation with her. But I mean, I don't know if it moves well or what's going on. But yeah, so I have ABGO, I have Palantir, and sometimes I have TSM. Uh, I don't know how they trade that, but I'm watching it just in case someone wants to talk about it. I can see the chart. So all right, so this was Apple. No one is trusting Apple. So let's move to the next one. So here it's AMD. AMD had something very similar to Apple. It started dropping, closing this daily gap. For if you are new in these streamings or you just don't remember, this dotted white box or gray box, it's the daily gap. And the daily gap means previous day close, the difference between previous day close and today's open, right? So AMD came back for this daily gap, reclaim it, fill this gap, came back to the top of the chart, and it had a very nice break and retest of this 5-minute opening range, high of the day. And look at this. This was a very nice break and retest. And what were the indices doing? Breaking out, pushing higher. So I like this. I I wasn't watching AMD for being for being honest. It was into my plans watching AMD, you know, looking for some sort of continuation from Monday move. But you know, Nvidia was looking better for me, so I stopped watching AMD and I started watching Nvidia. But this was a very neat break and retest. So if you open your position here on this candle right above this previous candle here, if you open your position there and you have your risk at this 5 minute opening range and you were aiming, well, high of the day it was a 1 to 1.5, but here on these candles here is a 1 to 2.5. So where is it, the 1 to 2? 1 to 2, 129. 129, it was almost 1 to 2. So yeah, this thing looks good. And it gave a few opportunities to trim your position. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, and then the rejection. So if you didn't cut or trim your position here and you waited all the way here and you were watching these rejections here of this 129.12, 129.10, let's say, yeah, 129.10, you can see that was the brick wall. That was the brick wall here, 129.10. So you have a few chances here. I don't know how much the premium was on here. I will be taking the 129 or 130 calls. But yeah, I don't know how much the premium moved here. Probably not too much. But this was a nice this was a nice a nice trade here. Let me check. Seeing I was expecting Apple to be bearish. Yeah, yeah, me too. Me too. For being honest, me too. I was watching this and it was looking bearish. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was waiting for, I was expecting for something like this and then coming back to here, then here, and then maybe, I don't know, 192. Yeah, something like this. This was what I was waiting for Apple. Well, you never know. It's coming. It's coming. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. But that was what I was expecting from Apple. Yeah, yeah. Andreas, I took I took it 3 minutes earlier, like this one here, based on this order block here. So you took this one here, and you had your risk right here, and you were aiming to this, the green one, something like this. Yep, very good. Well, that's very good. So awareness of this order block here, that's very nice. And what were the indices doing? Red candle. But yes, this was a very good idea. So look at this. Look at this candle here respecting the order block, rejecting or reacting out of it. So if you open your position here right at the candle closure here, or maybe at the top above this one, yeah, it was a 1 to almost 3 risk reward. That was very nice. Didn't close early, thought it was, I was afraid. Did you close it here? Yeah. So yeah, Sabrina. Instead of in this candle here, I was waiting for, I was waiting for the retest here of the 5 minute opening range instead of just an order block. But this entry is still good. This entry is still good. But yeah, my entry will be something like this in this one because here indices are pushing higher, breaking out high of the day, new high of the day. So what is expected there? A higher high. So a push on the indices will be pushing this name here. A push in the indices right here. Can you see on this 5 minute opening range retest? Indices were pushing higher, high of the day. So what are you expecting there? Higher highs. So that's the move that I was expecting to push this. All right. If Andreas no waited waited for candle close, who accepted the wick. Good. Why not enter in 1009? 1009. Right here. Well, that's the trade that Andreas is saying. But just the context here is the, as you can see, indices are rejecting this high of the day. Indices are rejecting this high of the day. So I will be expecting the breakout like this. So can you see? Not sure if you can see the crosshair on the candles, but it's right here. So right here, it's breaking this high of the day. And right here, yes, right here, it's breaking this high of the day. So because these two indices are breaking out, what are you expecting here? Higher high. So this push will be pushing your name here, right? Is it clear, Jason? I mean, yes, this 1009, it's another kind of entry. It's based on this in this order block, but I think this is a bit more powerful because it's retesting this 5 minute opening range. I trust more on the 5 minute opening range than in the order block, but also the indices were breaking out. So if they are breaking out, they are gonna push higher, and that push is gonna help me with this move. So that's what I think. This 1012 it's a little bit better entry than this 1009. All right. Uh, what trade did you take, Neto? I took that AMD. No, I took Nvidia. I'll show you in a minute. Uh, where did you take it, Palmavera? 10, 12, 1009. When did you exit? Talk to me. I'm very glad, Jason, that you can take out value out of this. All right. Palmavera, do you remember where you enter and exit? Well, let me go to the next one and see if, oh, 10, all right, 1010 right here, and wrote it to high of the day. Good. This area here. That's very good. Yeah, that play was kind of very obvious, right? That play was kind of very obvious here. So here you have your change of character with this new high. Yeah, high of the day, continuation. This was a higher low, but here you couldn't have a higher high. So this is your rejection, right? Rejection. This is still a higher high, a higher low, but this is a lower high. And then rejection, all right? Okay. Let's go to Amazon. Amazon. what did we say yesterday? 216, 216 is the key level here. If we can break 216, we are gonna see an exit of this white box that is coming from several weeks ago. But look at this. Do you like this white box? They are locked in this box. So we break 216. We break 216. So we break again this 1 minute opening range, pre-market high. And then if you enter into this candle here, what is this candle here? It's reacting, at least on QQQ, it's reacting to that order block there, pushing higher. So if you take your position here on this candle here, there are a few things. First, I was kind of very bullish with this because we are above 216. And look at this. This is a nice bull flag, break, retest. And yes, it's very close to high of the day, but I was very bullish on this. I was very bullish on this. And so if you open your position right here, you have your risk, very clear risk, right here at the bottom of these candles here, 216.42. And you have your first target, it's gonna be this previous day high, right? Previous day high. And what were the indices doing? Pushing higher, reacting to the different order blocks here. Yeah, maybe this order block. Oh, maybe this order block here. Yeah, it is that order block. It's holding this order block here. So if you open your position here, risk is at the bottom of these candles. Your first target will be this previous day high, and this was a 1 to 2.3 risk reward ratio trade. So guys, someone was asking me about this candle here, this candle wick. This is a glitch. I looked for it on Webull, and there's not this candle. It's not, this candle is not there, and not even this one. So let's, Jason, I took Amazon 1036 candle, 1036 candle on previous day high. All right, 1036 candle here. You don't have that crazy week. Yeah, it's a glitch. It's a glitch. You were looking something like this, right, Jason? You see those candles on Thinkorswim? A little bit late entry. Yeah, and the other thing, Jason, is again context. So here, well, no. The indices were keep pushing higher. Yeah, they were keep pushing higher. But don't you think this is just too much for a SPY? 1036. Yeah, 1036 is it. Yeah, oh, sorry about. So yeah, maybe you enter a bit later here. You were kind of chasing, but anyways, I mean, this was a good entry. It just didn't have continuation. I like that. I like that. It just didn't have any continuation, and unfortunately for you, that was the very top of the day for the indices. So starting there, indices starting to go lower. You were stop out here. 1051 or 1052? Uh. Where you were stop out, Jason? On these ones, right? I hope. Chris, Neto, I took Nvidia today and it was the exact same entry. 217.25. Oh, on this candle here. All right. 1052. All right. Take profit target was high of the day. So you scale out something there. Look at this. If you were stop out 217.25 and you enter here, it was a 1-to-1 risk reward rate to trade. I'm not opposed to these trades, especially if you knew that this was a scalp, you had one, two, three, almost four chances to trim at high of the day. But and that's for me, guys. That's for me, Jason. When I'm aiming to high of the day, I'm not aiming to the wicks. I'm aiming to the bodies. Just for you to know. But that's me. That's me. I'm not aiming to the wicks. I'm aiming to the bodies. So whatever you made here, it was a 1-to-1 risk reward rate to trade. I hope you trim something here. A lot of your position. So this is just break even or small loss. All right, so let's go to the next one. This was my Nvidia trade here. So, well, my thesis here was look at this. This break and almost retest, and I know you're gonna say like, hey Neto, that was not a retest of the 5-minute opening range, but look at these nice reactions on the indices. They were almost high of the day, pushing higher. A lot of strength here on Nvidia. And also, I was looking for Nvidia from here. So everything holding this 144, everything holding this 144, 143.83. These are my key levels. Look at this. Everything holding this was my idea of a good trade too long. Too long. But if I was staying heavy, this 143.83, I will be looking for down. How much? Not too much. Not too much. But let's see. All right. So I was waiting for this retest here. One try, two tries. So I took my trade right here, 956. I actually think that I share my entries. Yeah, 956. No, 956 here. Yeah. I took my entry right here, 956. And then I took 1009, 1009 right here. And then I took 1015 here, this break of the pre-market high, previous week high, 145. I was actually, most of my position was here, like half of my position was here on this 145. And then I took more partials, 1021 on this candle here, and then 1028, 1028 again, this key level here, 1030, This is 10:30, and then 10:52. I think it was this one right here. Can you see? And this line, I want to thank Lauren for inventing this protect your assets line, right? I was actually watching this line for my stop loss, but when it came here, I was like, well, I mean, this is still market structure intact. So when it actually broke here, that's when I say, well, I need to cut my position. But I only had like 10% of my position here. So that was my Nvidia trade here. Anyone took Nvidia today? Let me see. Uh, my friend, I really need you. We really need to give you a Western name. I don't know how to read this. Tadok? No, something like that. Come on, Tassos. All right, it's Greek. Wow. And where do you live, Tassos? No, no, don't be sorry. I mean that's your name. It's like me with Ernesto, but Neto for my friends. Thessaloniki. Where's that? Greece, right? That's in Greece. Yes, yes. Well, it's late there. Well, it's like what is it like 8 p.m. right? Something like that near Bulgaria. Wow. Thank you for joining, my friend. I really love this community because we have people, I mean, obviously from all over North America, but we also have people from Mexico, from Colombia. I have a guy from Chile, another from Argentina. But we have people from Portugal, from Spain, now from Greece. I think Andreas, where you are, Andreas, I think you are on Switzerland. Deepti from India. Come on, guys. I mean, we are covering the whole globe. Austria. Yeah, I remember Andreas. I need to talk to Andreas. I'm not sure if I told you guys, but I'm planning to move to Europe next year. Uh, we want to go to Spain. My dream is to spend my last years in Italy, but I'll take Spain. My wife wants to go to Spain to live there. Probably it's gonna be Valencia. Yeah, so I'll keep you updated on that. I'll keep you updated on that. It's gonna be next summer, not this year. But I'm living the dream. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to live my dream. Uh, all right, all right. So sorry. Back to charts. Back to charts. Guys, don't make me dream awake. Uh, All right. So Randall took 951. 951. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's kind of this same trade here, right? Same risk, same targets, maybe pre-market high as your first target. It was a 1 to 4 risk reward ratio trade. It was amazing. Well done, Randall. Um, okay. Do you see, guys, any other entry here for Nvidia? Would you say that this one here it's another something like this? Would you say this is another entry here? What were the indices doing? Breaking out, breaking out. Well, this was a good entry here. Probably not. Well, yeah, it is like a break and retest here. What do you say, guys? It is kind of right, kind of. Uh, it's yeah. I mean, in media retest, respecting this order block here, and maybe if you yeah, maybe if you open your position something here, your risk at the bottom of these candles, and you were still aiming to pre-market high, it was a 1 to 3 reward ratio trade. This is good. And look at the reaction on the indices right there. So it was having a very nice reaction. Market the structure intact here. Can you see break, retest, 529.82, break, retest of this 598.61, maybe 598.80 here. Look, it was a nice key level here. So this could be another entry here, but yeah, too close. Yeah, too close to high of the day. But what did we say? Well, actually, I know if you guys remember, I told you yesterday and the day before that in Spanish it's called antier. uh, that I will be waiting for Nvidia to actually break this 145. But this was very bullish, and the indices were going nuts right here. Indices were going nuts right here. A lot of strength on the indices. So they were pushing higher. So this, yeah, this looks like a nice flag here. And this is the actual breakout of the flag, right? So after this kind of break and retest of this consolidation, yeah, it looks more like a breakout trade, right? It looks more like a breakout trade. Uh, but yes, I mean, if you were looking for a nice entry, I think your entry should be here or even here. But anyways, I mean, you are still close to high of the day, but you have, better, like a better definition of risk here. What's your view on Nvidia for long term? As an investor, as a trader, as an investor, I'm holding. I have shares of Nvidia since last year when it was like 450, below 500 free split. So yeah, I'm holding forever. uh, yeah, as an investor, yeah, I'm holding. Yeah, I have a lot of enthusiasm on this AI thing, and I think it's gonna the partnerships, the partnership they are doing with Tesla, with Microsoft, with everything. I mean, they are just doing great, and I think people or the investor world, they still don't understand the potential of Nvidia. If they if they did, if they did, the shares will be 300. Neto, can you explain market structure? Ilya, tag me on the Discord community and I will send you a video because we we have a bunch of videos about market structure. It's not worth it trying to explain you something that the other coaches have very good concepts and explanation. Um, which other share you are holding for forever? SPY and QQQ, and Berkshire B. You are not on the Discord. All right, let's do this. When the stream goes over, uh, comment on the video. Please comment on the video, and I will share the link with you. All right. Thank you, Ilya. Thank you. All right. Uh, okay. Well, that was the Nvidia thing, and once we hit this previous day high, for me it was all over. I was drawing this this key level because can you see how control the higher moves were? I started with 144.80, then 144.90, and I was just moving up these lines here, and I ended with this 145.50. But look at this, it actually went to 144, 145.60. So it was moving so nicely every 10 cents that it was just crazy. Removing this. Okay. So that was Nvidia. Let's go to Tesla. So I want to know I want to know your opinion. Tassos, where around my entry, where you enter? Oh, here. 955. Well, nothing to talk about your 955. Your stop loss should be at the bottom of these candles here, or maybe at the bottom of this candle that is the one that breaks the key level. So for you, Tassos, uh, every time I enter into a position, I have two different ways to set my stop loss. The first is at the bottom of these retesting candles, right? So this is the first retesting, second. So at the bottom of these candles, that will be my first way to have my stop loss. Or if I want to be a bit more aggressive or give more room to my trade, I maybe go to the bottom of the candle that actually broke this level. All right. And even with this risk here, it's a 1 to 2 all the way to pre-market high. So that was a very good risk reward trade. And And well, if you trim something like me, uh, I made this trim out of like, okay, well, I already am at high of the day, so let's trim something here. I trimmed 25% of my position. Then here, I trim 50% of my position right here. And these were pieces of my position, right? So at the end, right here, I only had like 10% of my position. So here, probably it was like 5, 5, 5, and 10. That's you took 25% at high of the day, and then I moved to break even. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, this is how I do it. It's not a rule. You need to find out whatever works better for you. But I only move my stop loss once I hit my first target. So high of the day or low of the day are not my first targets. I usually cut some of my position there just to lock in profits. Uh, but that's not my first target. So once we hit this pre-market high here, then I move my stop loss. Oh, then I move my stop loss now to break even. And not even to break even. Sometimes I mean, for example, here I will set my stop loss maybe right here, 144.60, something like here. Because here will be a change of character, right? But Now we move higher here to the next level. Well, now my stop loss is right below this here. All right. Because here it's going to be the change of character. Then we move to the next key level. So now my stop loss is moved here to pre-market high. And actually that's where I cut my position. So you don't move your stop loss to break even unless you hit your first target. But high of the day is not a target, right? At least not on this trade. At least not on this trade. So you need to find out a system of moving your break even, or I'm sorry, your stop loss, but based on, like the price action. So here, for example, here I only move my stop loss once I hit my first target. But again, high of the day is not a target for me, at least not on this trade. Okay? Good, Tassos. All right. So high of the day is for you always the body, not the wicks. Usually it's the body, not the wicks. Yeah, usually Mr. Hans, usually it's the body, not the wicks. Or I'm starting to wait for the reaction on the bodies, not on the wicks. So if I see reaction on the body, I'm prepared to manage my position. All right, so let's go to Tesla now. All right, so here, guys, I'm not sure what you take this morning with the community, but for me, this was kind of the only entry point really available. Because here, you don't have anything. I mean, this will be an immediate retest of the 5-minute opening range, but that's not good. You have here a reclaim and retest of pre-market low, but we don't use the lower levels as steps. But here you have a reclaim of pre-market high 320, but look at this, no displacement, immediate retest here. So I wouldn't say that this was an entry here. Maybe this one here. Baby displacement, immediate retest. But this, you are buying at high of the day, right? You are buying at high of the day. And what were the indices doing inside of the 5-minute opening range? Yes, they were pushing higher, but still on the 5-minute opening range. Alex, I took that trade. Order block coincided with 321.36. 331.36, something like here. Okay. Which one, Alex? This first or this second? The trade that is drawn here or something like this? The second. Okay. Would you guys consider this as a valid entry point here? This one here? Something like this? Would you say that's a valid trade? Yes or no on the chat? Yes or no on the chat? Would you consider this is a valid trade? Baby displacement, retest, entering on the candle closure, very close to high of the day. Yes or no? Yes or no? Alex, no. Jason, no. Sabrina, no. Mr. Hans, I will say yes because Tesla was really strong. Okay. Tassos, no. Dian, no. Cuba. Is it a yes, Cuba? It has so much strength. Is it a yes or is it a no? Ilya, no. Andy, no. Randall, no. And yes, Cuba, yes. Andrea's Tesla too expensive. I know. The 325, they were like $6 or something like that. Yeah. If you look at market structure, it is, but not in my playbook. Not in my playbook. Too high up. All right. Yeah. enter 942 right here. Right here? Come on. Reclaim, retest, go on pre-market high. That was a good one. That was a good one, Cuba, but I don't know, my friend. This is not a break and retest. This is a break and hold, right? This is a breakout. Very low risk. Yeah, yeah. Pre-market high. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. I understand, but on our playbook of the break and retest, I think this is not an entry. I think this is not an entry. I was willing to take the risk for the good. DCO that little red. No, I took the next block here. Okay, okay. Well, I'm gonna delete this. I I think. Oh, yeah. I think this could be a possibility here, but come on, guys. This is our like 10 cents, 20 cents out of high of the day, but indices were pushing higher, a lot of strength, breaking out. This might be a good entry. I just think this is very aggressive because there's no displacement, but of course it could be a good entry. But I think the really good entry was this one here. This 955. This is a break, displacement, retest of order block, reclaim of key levels, and opening your trade here. Look at this. If you are having this as your risk and you just high of the day, it's a 1 to 1.2, but previous day high, that was the actual target, it's a 1 to 2.4. That I think that's good. Even your risk could be at the bottom of this candle here. And it makes a 1 to 3.3 risk reward. But if not, this is a 1 to 2.5, 1 to 2.4 risk reward ratio trade. I think this was the entry. This was the entry because that's the pullback on both indices, and later they push higher, and this had a lot of strength here. So I think for our system, for our playbook, this was the entry. This previous one, it could be, but it's more like a break and hold of this order block. For a break and retest, I think this is the entry. This is the entry. Do you agree, guys? Um, Yellow level is not previous day high. Oh no, this three. Okay, 324.68, multiple touches on our daily chart. Multiple touches on our daily chart. Yes. Look, well, you guys tell me if this level here on the daily chart is being respected. 1, 2, 3, break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the magnet, right? This is the magnet. 324.68, and previous day high is, yes, this 327. And look at this. If you had this as your first target and you manage to stay here, look at this. Oh, 1 to 5 risk reward rated trade. That was nice. If you were waiting for this break and retest, that's also very nice. But this is late on the day. This was later than 11 in the morning. Okay. You do a masterpiece with your levels. Guys, this is not magic. This is not magic. Look at this. External liquidity. This is the top of this candle. This is the bottom of this candle. Bottom of this candle. Top of this candle. Bodies. So it's not magic. It's just zoom out, look left. Zoom out, look left. And this 324 comes from, I'm going to tell you in a second. 324. Look at this. Last week, bodies, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance. It's, I mean, I'm not, I don't have a secret recipe or something. It's just, you know, watching levels, how they work. And I use the 15-minute chart. I mean, there's people that use the 1 minute chart. There's people that use the 1 hour chart, and that works better. But for me, that I'm trading intraday key levels, the 15-minute chart works perfectly, and I just go this week and maybe last week back for levels. No more. I mean, I'm not taking levels from 3 or 4 months ago. A class on levels. I've been preparing a class on levels because my style of charting is different than the other coaches. I mean, I have pieces from one coach, I have pieces from another coach, and I have pieces from my previous coaches. So yeah, probably we are due with a levels lesson. I will have a levels lesson. Uh, English and Spanish version right here on the YouTube channel soon. How soon? Come on, guys, don't push me, but soon. All right. So that was the Tesla trade. And are you taking a trade when Powell speaks? Dude, come on. We can do it better. I'm not taking a trade while Powell is close to speak. I actually took a trade this morning just because it was this clear. But I usually don't trade FOMC days. But today was super trendy. Yeah. Federal funds rate 4.5. These guys are amazing. This F the Fed guys are amazing. All right. So yeah, look at this. I mean, this was super trendy today. Break, retest, break this higher time frame key level, retest, break of previous day high, rejection. So look at this. Levels. 328.27. Look at this. High, 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 low, high, high. It's not magic, guys. It's just awareness of candles. All right. And I don't have anything for Microsoft just because look at the post market, pre market. Look at this. This is ugly. It's algos working. Look at this candle wick. This is a glitch. 1022. I don't know. Meta. This is also nice. There's a lot of people. My friend Cam, he's not he's not joining the live session, but he's watching the recordings. He likes Meta a lot, and he owns Meta. He trades very well Meta. I just can't find Andy Meta 1004 1004 1004 Why 1004, Andy? 1004 here. What is this? This is breakout, my friend. Where did you have where did you have your risk? 1024 is this one? 1024, 1024 here. Okay. 84% reclaim above 5 minutes high. This one here. Uh, Market structure was intact. I don't know if this is 84% rule, but I'm very happy that it worked for you. So probably your risk was at the bottom of these candles here, maybe this one here. It was a 122 right here at the bottom of the 1003, 1003, 1003. Yeah, almost. Okay, 1003 here. Okay, 1003. Okay, and you cut here 1024, 1024 here. 1 to 1.5 and exited 1037. 1037 here. All right. Very good. Well, I'm just not very convinced of your entry, Andy, but I can see what you were saying. Like, this is the break and retest of the 5 minute opening range. It failed, but when it reclaimed, look at this. I would prefer something like this candle actually closing above the 5 minute opening range than just, this wick here. Because if you will enter here, even if you enter like right here, your risk will be here. And you, the thing is that I will be, like trying something like this. No, this is not working. Your entry was better, or at least it worked better. All right. Um, what is this? Palantir. It didn't do anything, right? It was just chilling inside of the 5 minute opening range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, inside of the 5 minute opening range most of the day. Yeah, nothing good for Palantir. Google inside of the 5 minute opening range most of the day. Maybe this break and retest of pre-market low. Nah, Google has been ugly to trade lately. I used to like it. All right, guys. So that's all for me. That's all for me. Um, I'm reading all of your messages here. I'm really thankful of making these sessions very interactive. I like people like Tassos coming in from Greece, Andreas from Austria, Sabrina from India. Yeah, you say India, right? Uh, yeah, I think you did. Greek. No, Deepti from India, Sina from Montreal. Ilya, where are you? Where are you coming from? Sabrina's from Belgium. Come on, I love it. I love it. My dream is to visit you, all of you. Diane from Macedonia. Come on, guys. But live in Florida now. Well, that's a very good place. Juice. Hey, Juice. Probably probably this month I'm planning to go with Nathan in Dallas. So if you are interested, I would love to meet with you, a coffee maybe. So I'll keep you posted. But I'm coming to Dallas later this month. So probably next week. I'm still not sure, but yeah, if I go, I will love to meet with you. All right. Uh, Ilya from Moldova, but live in California. Wow. That's why wine with Ilya, right? California. All right, guys. So thank you very much. I'm due with you for the charting or levels lesson. I I promise I'm gonna record something for you. Um, for being honest, my process is kind of very easy, but of course, I'm gonna do something for you. Uh, English and Spanish version. I promise. Soon, soon. Just don't try make it soon this weekend, but soon. So you know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, please. Uh, tell your friends if you think someone can take value out of these sessions. Please share this channel. It's not closed for the community. This is an open exercise. uh, well, we try to go all over break and break and retest, but if we see something different, well, I'm not opposed to do that. Thank you, Palmavera. All right, guys. So tomorrow market is closed. Tomorrow market is closed. So I will see you on Friday. Peace.